Okay, so I'm back outside. HackMatrix, its battery life got very low, the laptop. So I'm back here in the dark, and I'm going to load up my stuff and go for a ride. There was actually something I was going to do, which is write down my goal. You guys can't see it, but I can read it out. So I make $1,000 by March 31, 2026. So I write that down and then meditate on it. Usually I don't actually speak the goal, but this time I'm going to speak it. So I had a Okay, so Zeus and I are going to go ride back home. It's pretty cold. I think my hand's going to be cold as I ride out. I have everything I need. So we're going to go for a ride. I could see that I don't want to record this, but I actually do want to record this. So let's make sure that we can see everything. And I can load up here. Like so. And then let's come over here. Stop. The quality of this stream is pretty poor, I think. Maybe the lighting of the stream. Or maybe poor is the wrong word. It's pretty dark. It's a pretty dark stream. And actually a way to lighten it up is to point it at lights. Let's just sort of take some time to do a long exposure of the lights. It's really just a small city in the valley of Appalachia, so anyways, I'm going to take this and put this in my jacket here. So one thing I have to do, I hope I can, I think I can do this well, is I just have to ride on the shoulder of the road, just for a little bit in the dark, which means I need pretty decent control of my dog. But he's pretty well strapped via a rope, which has now been freed. So that's interesting content. Just come here. So I don't want to chase him into the street. But he is just trailing along the rope. Oh, I have to run the bathroom. Zeus! Zeus, sit. Okay, so now everyone knows in the neighborhood that I'm yelling my dog, yelling in the park at my dog. I've yelled at my dog in the house too. There was this one time where he pissed on my bed in the boat. So I had a sailboat, and it's actually kind of sad. So it was pretty stormy. I'm kind of sad about it actually. And so he got scared and he like ran into the boat and then peed on the bed in the boat. Like I forgave him for that, but it actually got me pretty upset. So I yelled at him. Okay, so what I need to do now is ride out and then try to avoid cars. Also try to avoid losing him. The way to do that is to pull this tight and then loop him into the backpack. And then I can bring him around. There's a knot here. I'll just hang onto the knot. And then give myself enough slack to be able to turn. And be able to reach. And then there we are. And I also have to make sure that I don't get this stuff caught up. It's kind of a pain to hold this stuff. Also, I'll have a front brake. I think that'll be sufficient for this ride. And hopefully I don't lose my phone. It's on a kind of janky tripod. There we are. Oh. Okay, so I can hear a car. I think I'm just going to wait. Alright. So now here, and I think I can go relatively fast. So I just want to watch out, or not watch out per se. Listen, cars behind me. Maybe also watch out for any cool light shooting. There we are. It's probably difficult to record this. I guess I can hold my phone or flip it. It's actually probably okay to flip. I'm going to pull over. Actually, that's fine. I'll pull over at the park. Like I want to ride on that, but I don't actually. So it's like a decent sidewalk here to pull over that I can ride on. I think the park is like open 24/7. So that's actually kind of cool. So HackMatrix is in my backpack. Or I guess I can call my laptop HackMatrix. That's a weird thing to say, but I guess it's not that weird. Okay, so we're in a park here. I'm going to drive my bike. I'm not sure how legal this is to be here at night. Some cities like Washington D.C. I think they close theirs pretty early. And actually, here's the thing. I'm actually going to close this. I don't think anybody's here, so I don't think I'm going to close anybody in, except my dog. So I actually do usually just close this. It's mostly just to keep, only to keep my dog in. There are pressures to keep it open. Normally you don't shut gates on a, big public park because it kind of closes it. But there is like a conception of like a dog park where you do have like double gates and you do close them, open them. So I feel the motivation to, or the need actually, if I want to like run him off leash, I feel the need to close the gate. It's so dark here. The stream's probably not going to do anything. Someone says, "Sup, how are you? Can you shout me out? My name is Mary. To go to bed, but I will sob." That's cool. Yeah, I can shout out your chat there. It's interesting. Someone left something here. It's like a pager case or something. I actually really do like having the stream here like this, because it is like sort of live vlogging. I had this idea called open source Colin, and this was in college, like back in like 2013 or something, maybe 2012, like late 2012, 2013. And it was like, I want to open source my life and like put all my data online and such. And at the time, I was really interested in YouTube. I was really interested in sustainable living, and I was also interested in AI. So those were the three things that I wrote down in 2012 that I decided that I was going to focus on. And so in 2013, I got really into gardening and going out and stuff, to the garden and exploration and like outdoorsy stuff. But I also got into YouTube. And something that I came across was the Vlog Brothers. And they the vlogs were pretty interesting then. And they had like one of the oldest, they were really on the vlog style very early. And so that was super interesting. And I was like, I think there was some shape of an idea of like open sourcing myself through like a live stream, live vlogging, live vlogging, which is what Twitch essentially became, And one of the OG live vloggers was a Twitch. He invented Twitch, which is owned by Amazon now, AWS. YouTube's cool too. I stream only to YouTube at the moment. So you can kind of see in the horizon the glow of the city. It's a small city, not very popular. You see my dog. But the cool thing is in 2013, I think, maybe 2014, probably 2013, I read a book called The Life Box, The Seashell and the Soul. And it sort of described a system that recorded all of your data, like open source. or maybe even closed source. And then you could like train AI on it, and they thought that he considered that to be the soul. And there was some other stuff that was sort of more abstract in the book. He really got into some like mathematical religious concepts or something. A lot of mathematicians are like really, I think, into sort of divine outlook. You sort of have to be attracted to mathematics. In a way that I think that maybe the people who do applied math in the like form of like very concrete physics also sort of feel these days. My dog is like, I don't want to leave. Okay, so I have to actually put this in the fence. This is kind of cool. I wonder if I can actually put this in the fence like that. Hey, I got it in the fence. Would you look at that? Okay, so here's my bike. It's a fixed gear. You can see the gear kind of shine. So I'm going to wrangle my dog with the long paracord. It's a really long paracord. I have to take it and sort of bundle it up like this. So it's 3 loops, 4 loops, and then there's a knot. Okay, and so then I can take this and put this in my shirt. This might be a good enough ride that I don't have to keep the thing looped. I'm sort of taking back roads now. I might just probably drop the loops. It's kind of a pain to keep such a short leash. Bro, the street's all over the place. Okay. Now we can leave. We can leave. We can leave. Leave. There goes Zeus. Out the door. We'll go far. And he's like tied up on my handlebars here. That's something that I don't like to do, is hold on to the leash with him close by, short leash, hand on handlebars. So he'll fucking, excuse my language, he'll rip the handlebar to the right or to the left. It doesn't really matter what direction. And so the way I sort of solved that problem is I use a back leash. So just let's go. We're in the middle. I'm in the middle of the road. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So as long as I don't see a car, I think it's probably okay to ride with the rope sort of just dragging. You can see it just dragging back there. So just ride pretty slow. Make sure he doesn't get tied around the stop sign there. So something about this leash configuration is that I can't easily and quickly sort of wrangle up the leash. I don't know what you call that, but it would be like loop up the leash, get it close in. I use the verb wrangle. But I can't really do that. I can't shorten his leash like this. And so if I had like one of those auto extenders that I like just... Okay, so here is a car. Could very easily turn into my dog. So in traffic, I have to have a full handle on the dog. He can't run into a street or something, so I have to keep him on a much shorter leash. He's usually pretty good though. This is the way left is the way I usually go, but one more farther down. I mean, obviously I have to go left because I'm, I think south. I guess we're going south, it'd be southwest. It's kind of weird. Yeah, southwest, I guess. Um, I'm going south right now. Okay, so I'm actually going to stop. I think I have enough slack on the rope here that I can go, or enough tightness on the rope that I can just ride down this street with it still loose. There is kind of a back road in one of these areas, but I think I would have to go all the way down there to get to the back road. I'm actually going to take a left. I think I can go straight to my house actually if I go down this. This looks like my street here. Here we go, riding fast. Here we go, on the stream. Does Chad have any questions that they want to ask me? On the stream, running to my house. Okay, I think we are good still. It's hilarious. So this is what I've been holding the entire time. Okay, so whoops. Sorry, doggo. I need to blow my nose. Excuse me. Okay, so I picked up Albion's seed, but I stopped reading that after I decided while I was reading it that I wanted to embody the Puritan spirit. So I started making these Puritan rules for myself, and I just want to embody the spirit of the Puritans. Did like some strict meditation. And then for some reason I felt influenced to pick up On China by Henry Kissinger. And this is a pretty cool book. So On China by Henry Kissinger is something that I read in high school, or college, excuse me. I say high school because I sort of divide my college between my adult years and my child years. Excuse me, my meditation years. Post-meditation, pre-meditation. So this is Go, the game. And China plays Go more than chess. Chess being the Western sort of game and the strategy game, singular strategy, and Go being, it still has a singular objective, but it's a different sort of play style. And so I got sucked into building a Go engine in Python. I was making maybe games in Python. I got into like sort of simulation that year. But I also got into On China by Henry Kissinger. And because of that, Go, the game, in Pygame. But I got inspired for some reason while meditating on my goal, which is what is actually most important right now. Which I keep in my... I thought I keep in my... I almost lost it. I keep in my bag here. Probably thinks there's a snack in here. I think I also trained him to know that like we were going outside if he hears the bag move. Here's the goal. So I write every hour. Every hour that I'm awake, or I write this goal. I make $1,000 revenue by March 31st, 2026. And I have found that thinking and writing goals of this nature create a sort of resonance with the goal that brings it to fruition via faith. It does some pretty strange and magical things, this goal writing. So I have a pen here. I'm going to write down my goal. $18. There has been a mutation. So I actually associate numbers with divine concepts. 8 being the concept of Hod in a particular esoteric system. It's called Hod 8, which I interpret to mean the word, maybe not the logos per se, but like language itself, maybe. Okay, so the goal is I make $1,000 by March. Sort of messy, sort of artistic this time. I have a cross here. It's because I accidentally wrote 8. You can see the sort of infinity cross of the 8. 8 and 0 actually in my system sort of have an affinity for each other. The color that I have for 8 is black or dark, maybe like a purplish black or it's a dark color, which sort of represents a connection to, maybe I have a purple in mind for it. Maybe like black and a dark purple like that. So it sort of represents, look at this, you get caught in this pipe. It represents like access to chaos. So you can like, with your words, you could sort of interpret or bring forth from the chaos a sort of manifestation. And so that's why I write my goals, to sort of hammer out from the infinite configuration space of chaos, of nothingness, of 0, turn that into an 8. Something that's interesting about 8. First off, it's an octave. But second off, it's the first whole number that has no, let's say, penetration into pi, or from pi. So what I mean by that is, and by pi I actually mean 2 pi. So 2 pi, 3, 1, 4, 6, 2, 8. that is between 6 and 7. And so penetration into a whole number, 7 would not be penetrated by 2 pi. Um, so 8 is the first whole number that is not basically bounded, that doesn't bound, is not penetrated by 2 pi. And so 8 being the octave and having that sort of circular, it's a weird, non-irrational sort of property. But 8, hyperstitionally, let's say, represents sort of access via words into chaos. And so maybe, perhaps, this sort of mutation here allows me to explain that on stream. So yeah, here's my goal. I'm sort of waxing esoteric now. I write this down and then I meditate, which I suppose I can do a live meditation at the moment. It's going to be interesting, but it's only going to be 1 minute, I suppose. But maybe a meditation, when you meditate with other people, is a sort of communion. And so in that way, meditation on stream about this would just be an explanation and sort of a meditation about it. Whereas if I'm by myself, then the meditation may be a sort of silent centering. Anyways, I have power now. I think I'm going to maybe attach this to some power and get a HackMatrix stream like booted. So, get my mouse. Oops, I got my laptop. I'm going to go up and get some power. This is the house that I bought for $20,000 in cash. So it's sort of it's a 100-year-old house, 126-year-old house. So it's sort of run down in a way. I bought it for $18,000. $20,000 for closing costs. It's got, I think, 2 bedrooms and like a half bedroom and a basement. It's 2 stories with a basement. Unfinished, but it's big enough to walk around in. So it's kind of a cool place for me to do this sort of artistic type stuff. It's also sort of just run down and messy, but again, it's just a $20,000 house. Most people are like, oh, I have to pay $200,000 or $1 million for a house. In America, you don't have to pay that much for a house in the state that I'm in. So. Okay. So something that I think I want to do is sort of let's see. So I got this. Oops. I want to put this in here. And undo all of this. Twitch streamers and streamers in general are very interesting content producers because they have to be sort of attentive consciously to like the quality of their stream in order to get. I'm not exactly sure if that's what I'm trying to say, but they have to sort of improve their stream in a way that's not batched. They have to do it asynchronously live. I think you can think a lot about the type of things that you're going to do on stream, outside of stream, but you can't like fully edit a video, you know, out of stream. You can't, you know, edit the stream in the same way that you would like a video. So all of the stuff has to be done live. It makes it maybe more challenging than producing videos. I mean, certainly I think people expect high quality streams these days. But I think in all sort of streams, unless you're like a natural performer, you're probably not going to do the stream live in the same way that you would make a video with the same quality. Or I'm not sure if it's quality, it's maybe polish. Okay, so I'm going to log into HackMatrix. I'm not sure if it's a great idea to show me logging in. Let's put this here. You know what? I'm sort of tired of the tripod. Now that I think about it, tripod might be interesting if I set it up over my laptop here. There we go. And now using this setup, I think I can type my credentials. And then when I'm done with that, I can do a screenshot here. CD launch. Okay, so I have my mouse. This is actually a hilarious way to record this. There's so many dimensions. What is this, 4D? Do you consider 3D and 3D, 3D embedded in 3D to be 60 or 40 or something else? Okay, here we are. Streaming the HackMatrix live. Okay, so I'm going to open up Kitty term. I mean, I guess that kind of looks maybe in the right spot. Looks a little weird, but maybe I can move. I'm moving too fast. There we go. Maybe I'll back up a bit too. So just spawn the terminal there. I think that's probably a good spot. Sort of looks like it's being like maybe it's a light ray that shoots out from that light post. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the stream here. Now that I have power. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to run WF record. You guys actually can't see what I'm doing there, so let's turn this. And then let's turn this. You know, it'd be really cool, like I said, if I can click into this now and use the mouse in 3D, like set it up, just set up the scene and then, you know, highlight it. But right now, because it was originally X11, I can't do that. But soon I will be able to do that. So that's something that I probably will want to do before I put this out on like itch.io. Okay, so to start the stream, I need to first run setup, and I need to run WF record. And so what that does is that writes video using WF record, the program, and some options. Cat WF record, WF record. You can see those options. So it uses the V4L2 muxer, video for Linux 2, I think. And it writes it to a file device driver, or a video driver, basically. But it's the muxer this is the driver itself. So this is a Linux kernel module that I have to mod probe this kernel module or activate it. Man mod probe. Add or remove modules from the Linux kernel. So this mod probes the driver basically for this video card, fake virtual video card, which an FFmpeg can record from. I don't think it's correct to say driver. It is just a device, a Linux device. So it's just one of those. That's something I can do with this. I actually need to check the time. It's getting pretty late. This part of my house doesn't filter audio or filter sound very well. It sort of projects it into the neighborhood. And so I have to be like really quiet. I have a separate, like the house has like separate like walls. There's like maybe 10 feet, 12 feet between houses here. So it's not that bad, but there is like some sound problems. I mean, it can be a little too loud for the neighborhood, I think. That's entirely possible. So WF record, especially with the way my house is, like I have very little insulation for sound and heat, but sound as well. So I just ran WF record, which, like I said, writes it to that video driver. And then here is where I would do the RMTP. So I'd go to stream, and then I would run RMTP. So I can't actually cat out this file because it contains a key, and so it's not something I want to cat out. But what I can do is I can now come over to this area. Okay, so I'm going to slow down my movement a bit. I'm moving the camera too fast. I think that's probably good right there. And then I'll just open up Chromium. I think that when I open this, it deactivates the mouse, which is actually a pretty cool feature. I'm not sure if the other HackMatrix was like that. And this is going to open up some stuff. So on the last stream, I actually had to open up AWS console, and I had to do that. I have no internet, so I actually need to go. We'll jump back to this window. Sudo system ctl restart WPA supplicant at WLAN 0. So what this does is that's a wireless card. It has some wireless information, just basically known connections with a sort of priority number. And so it just connects to the highest priority number. And so if my phone is set up correctly, which it's not, I have Wi-Fi that my phone projects. So I'm going to project that, and I'll ping google.com. So I'll let that run. Yeah, we've got some bytes now, so I'm going to move over. So this is actually supposed to be the chat window, but it's not. Okay, so this is actually the chat window. This is apparently the success stream, which died due to it froze, but also there was like a battery problem, which probably contributed to it freezing. I can't hear it very well. So the Chromium is like at 40%, so let's bring that up. I don't need this. So I have two little lamp posts, and as a sort of, we have a global lamp post. It's sort of fractal in that way, which is, I actually think that's kind of funny. Okay, so I don't need to watch this stream, but I rode outside and I streamed this at the park. Other streamer has a license where you just like, and it crashed after 5 minutes. I mean, my laptop, you know, it's got pretty bad battery. I mean, this is definitely not a system that you like really want to run without having GPU power. Like, I'm not sure how much the AMD GPU pulls, but I mean the CPU, while it's only running, it's running like 10-15% across the entire system, and that's mostly due to the stream. I mean, it has 15% on one core, which I've already talked about on one of my other videos, how much a system CPU it uses. The stream increases the CPU usage by 5%, roughly, I think, on HackMatrix itself. And then it creates pretty much spread across all CPU 13% usage. And so all that recording power, I mean, it's a lot. And I could probably improve it by doing like some sort of like GPU capture. I think this is doing like maybe encoding on the CPU itself. It's just very slow. So I'm not sure how to fix that, but that caused it to crash. Anyways, so when I do this and I have a stream open, which I'm going to create now, I think it's difficult to tell like what's going on with this thing, that it's like projecting it. So that's kind of a cool screenshot. So I think I'm going to use that. Okay, so here's the stream, and I'm going to just edit the title of it. So I'm not sure what to label this. Maybe just same type of thing that I had. Well, what is so HackMatrix? So maybe just HackMatrix 3D Linux. 3D Linux stream. I'll just have this, and it'll just be neutral maybe. But I do think I want to change the image of it. That actually looks kind of aesthetic. But something I could do is, do I have GIMP installed? I do, look at that. Well, we can see if GIMP actually works in the system. I'm sort of dubious. Okay, so that's not what I want. Jeez. That's not what I want. Yeah, I think this Windows, I mean, this stuff works. For some reason, the file menu is not working. So I could go all the way over to here, go to, is this stream running? Have I started it? I don't think I have. Just working on the thumbnail for it. So I go to HackMatrix, go to screenshots. So this is actually a folder that you have to create in order for screenshots to be put in here. I totally realized that I wasn't showing this. So I think I can open up Arranger here, and then maybe it will fade a video, or... Okay, I just have to open up a shell. Sometimes I think if it's configured correctly, using I think maybe the rifle script or something, it'll show a preview. LSLAT for time. And I can just pick out the one that's most recent. And then I can actually run GIMP and run it on that. Okay, and so I want to say something like, this is 3D Linux. So I can just type that right here. This is 3D 40 Linux. So is that a lie? It is based in time. I think most people consider 3D to be the like 3 physical dimensions. For some reason, the mouse just doesn't work for highlighting that text. What I can do, I think, maybe... Okay, so I can click that and say... Okay, maybe I can at least change the color of this. No, I can't. Okay, let's go back to this, and... Okay, so right clicks don't work on this either. But maybe if I have the text already selected... So every time the problem is that it's creating new windows. I think it's spawning like new, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with it, but I think every time I do a menu, it's like GIMP isn't configured to do a menu properly. So it's spawning a new window. Of course, other window managers, I think, handle that properly, but mine doesn't, perhaps. Okay, so that's not a problem. I'll just go to a photo editor here. Online photo editor. I'm not super keen on doing it this way, but let's upload it. Crash. Okay, let's do that again. I think the Vim or the GIMP probably caused some type of anomaly in the already janky code. So let's upload an image. Let's upload this. So this is a thumbnail for the current stream I'm about to make. And really all I want is text. I don't know actually. I think these cool text like more fits the vibe here. So is that HackMatrix 3D Linux? It's weird. So does this editor let me edit this text? Or is this text? I don't even... So that's font. I want to edit the text. Why is it giving me AI? Yeah, I get it. You gave me a font. Okay. HackMatrix 3D Linux. Okay, so this is just a sticker powered by AI. Oh, what if I can delete it? This looks like an ad. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that. I'm going to take this. Wow, that's not great. Just like AI generated. I mean, that's actually kind of difficult to read. I kind of like it being inscribed on here, though. So is it going to let me export this or save this? I might just take a screenshot of it if it doesn't. I want to export as a download. $7 days. Are you kidding me? Trial this. Oh, geez. Let's redo that. Okay, so I'm actually going to just take a screenshot of this and then maybe try to open it up in GIMP. Stupid web stuff. CD screenshots. GIMP LSLIT. Discard. Okay, so now we have this. Not exactly sure how I'm going to save this, because right clicks don't work. So usually you would right click that. So that's not going to work. Just go ahead and kill it here and hopefully it dies. And so I could do image magic to fix it, but I don't know. Here, let me do this. Let me do this stupid thing. I'll just do some sort of like weird inception. Alright, so this is the new thumbnail. I was going to make a clean thumbnail, but I don't really feel like... Actually, I think this one is a little more unique. The other one looks clean. Yeah, I think it's a little ugly, actually. Photo, crop of photo. You can also ask... Let's see if this one's free. Edit photo for free. I highly dislike software that costs money. Download, high, basic. Yeah, whatever. I'm just going to download it with... So we're going to do this. And then I'm going to crop it. Someone, Aiden, okay. Someone says... Aiden Belone says Aiden. He wants a name shout out. It would seem. Okay. So hopefully this photo works out pretty well. So I will apply this. And I will download. So did it actually download? Gosh, dude, this is so effing annoying, guys. I hate signing into accounts for stupid apps, man. I just want to crop a photo. All of these apps are so janky, guys. Okay, so this is for the one I already did. What's my name? My name is Colin, or that's fine. My name is Jesus. Okay, so there's a crash, not sure why. Man, I've been having a lot more crashes lately, that's not great. Okay, so I don't actually think I got that photo saved. So maybe... Okay, so unfortunately, every time I click to do something in that, it doesn't actually open up. There it is. It's going to crash. You know, so ChatGPT actually coded the Wayland port. And it added a lot of weird fallback stuff to bypass errors and stuff, because it doesn't probably know how to write good race condition code. So I've been trying to like tear all of that apart, because the X11 version, I mostly, like, I understood all the abstractions. I didn't use some like agent. I did use ChatGPT to sort of understand the nature of the code that I was writing, specifically for a window manager, because there's a lot of context required. The thing with a window manager, though, is that it's it's like old technology. It's not, it doesn't have like a lot of documentation, especially for X11. Please give me the image. Okay, so I think this will probably work. I think that went into my downloads. Okay, so that's kind of cool. I can finally get to streaming from the HackMatrix. Excuse me. Okay, so the first thing I do is I open up Tmux to stream, and then I go to CD stream, and then I run WF record, and then if the stream is good to go, then I can go to CD stream and RMTP. And so now the HackMatrix stream is in fact live. Okay, so this says it's live, but my phone also says it's live. So that actually provides an interesting dichotomy, which may not be resolved in a way that makes any sense. And yet here we are. I have two streams. I have stream A and stream B. Two streams. I have stream A and stream B. That's funny. Okay, so I'm going to pause this. Or maybe I shouldn't pause it. I need to unmute it. I'm not like a super big fan of actually loading my stream onto this like this. But it is kind of interesting because I can like, I don't know, treat HackMatrix as a sort of mobile robot slash, I don't know, stream device. So I can stand up with it and move it around my house. And then watch my stream will be embedded in my stream. What am I doing? Someone asks. So I'm doing streamception. Getting HackMatrix onto as many streams as possible. So as part of that, there's HackMatrix. You wouldn't be able to see this except on the stream itself. By that I mean the phone stream, which is a little laggy. There you go. Now you can see the dual HackMatrix on both screens. So this one is the one on Arch, and it's running, and it's difficult to see what it's running. Oh gosh. Control Shift is what I want. And I don't want it to make that sound either. There you go, you can see that it's running an i3. That's why you have so many lights. Yeah. I don't know, I just think having multiple streams is kind of fun. This actually used to be multiplayer. So there's a multiplayer server for this. That's weird. I need to fix this. I need to go get my mouse, actually. There we go. I want the stream to have the latest. That's why you have so many streams, live streams going. I want people to see that. Oops. There we go. Streamception. Now we can take a look at, I can use HackMatrix to sort of animate and look at the virtual space here. HackMatrixception. So yeah, I'm just sort of filming some behind the scenes stuff and having some fun. So I've got HackMatrix 3D Window Manager live. So you can see how slow it is. This is the X11 version, actually, the old X11. To the people on the actual desktop stream, you can't see what I'm doing until, okay, now you can. Whoops. So you can see on stream, on that second laptop there, I'm moving the stream, or moving my camera in the second laptop's HackMatrix. So anyways, I think you do know that you can turn off the beeps and kitty. I do know that I can turn off the beeps and kitty. I do, yeah. Okay, so I think the YouTube phone live stream is going to end now that I have the other live stream live. Yes. So I will make a post on Unix porn to boost interest. Yeah, I've posted this multiple times on Unix porn. You can actually take a look at that real quick before I go off the stream and close it. HackMatrix. So there's Temple OS, HackMatrix. There is. This is OG HackMatrix. So it had a maze solver and dynamic pixel loading, and I need to get the voxel engine back in. But it had a music visualizer and a neural network visualizer for MNIST neural networks. I think, so you said, sorry for multiple messages. I thought I deleted the first one. I actually don't see multiple messages. So if you go to stream, the one that's on my phone, you can see that there's only one message. So that happens sometimes. So this is actually interesting. So transparency used to still work. I think it's probably pretty easy to get transparency to work. I haven't tried it actually since I created the new Wayland apps. It might just work automatically. It's entirely possible. So that one's pretty cool. There's a lot of systems in HackMatrix that have like sort of degraded or broken. If I go to my LinkedIn, actually, there's a let's see. Let's show all posts. There's a Minecraft version of HackMatrix that I made. I have to scroll way down to see it, I think. Jeez, I've posted so much stuff. There it is. So this isn't a great, that's actually not great either. I do like that though. So this is loaded Minecraft world. The tiles or the textures aren't super great, and I don't have any lighting shaders at the moment in this. This was before I even had lighting shaders. Right click in Chrome and the edges didn't work. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's see if I can, so I can't unfocus the window and actually see that. When I unfocus the window, that disappears. And I was going to take a screenshot of that. Anyways, yeah, there are a lot of systems in here that I want to get running again. That's the majority of the HackMatrix Unix born stuff. Okay, time to kill the stream here. And keep the OG HackMatrix stream live, so I'm killing the stream now.